This is a rather interesting series that we're doing here. We're answering the question, what is the single most important test for a life of purpose? If we wanted to know that we are on course in terms of our purpose, how can we test it? And we saw in the episode yesterday that we can only test it by uniquely accessing our hearts. In other words, even if we don't even access the hearts themselves, we will know. The idea is that there is the knowledge, the intimate knowledge that the self knows. You come to the realization that, wait a minute, I am satisfied, I am fulfilled, I am content, and I am on course. That is the test. There is no outside test. There is the test within, in your spirit. In other words, if you wanted to know, you look at your spirit, you look at your heart, not anywhere else. You know, there are very many other things that you can look at. You can look at what are the numbers and so on. That it doesn't really care. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, the heart will tell you. But how do we get there? How do we get there where you know for sure that this is it? In this episode, we'll start answering that question. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
My pursuit for purpose has been relentless, to say the least. It is not any wonder that this is the summit of my life, teaching people about purpose, how they can discover, they can own, and they can deploy it. But the search for my purpose has been epic, has been relentless. And the thing is that I have no idea when I was bitten by the bug of wanting to know why on earth am I here, what am I doing here, and being totally dissatisfied with the kind of life that I have lived. And let me tell you this, just the fact that I discovered my purpose and I'm trying at some level to live that purpose doesn't mean that I am satisfied, doesn't mean that I'm content. One of the things that I know about the people who have discovered their purpose is that most of them, for the most part, they are always saying that there could be more that I can do. Billy Graham was interviewed at some point in time. The man has overseen hundreds of millions actually of people being born again, becoming Christians, as he's worked in different countries. Had crusades with different countries, nearly all the continents, including Russia, and he has had interface with a dozen presidents in the United States of America. But when he's interviewed about his life, he says he could have done more. That's how purpose is. The reason as to why many people say I could have done more with my purpose is because purpose is not a task. It's not a milestone. It is so vast, it's so big, it's a life. It's basically life. And when you look back, you know that there could be some things that you could even do better. You know for sure you could do better. You know for sure you could have been more productive. But it doesn't negate the fact that you were on course, on purpose. And so we answered yesterday the question, how do I know? How do I know this is my purpose? And that's the impact. We say that you will know it from your spirit and from your heart. It will tell you, it will give you feedback. It will resonate. It will agree. You will see the contentment that I am on course, I am doing what I was meant to do. But the question is, how do you get there? There are 3 things that you can do to get there. And I'm going to cover one today, and then we'll call it a day. But the first thing that you can do is this. It is so simple, so straightforward, you will think that what this guy telling us is wasting our time today in this episode. But very many people don't do this. Very many people don't do this, and many people don't do this, and when you talk to them about it, they tell you purpose is useless. I mean, you don't need to be so much concerned about it. Very many people who do not have purpose will tell you don't need to be concerned about purpose. But those who have purpose, those who are living their purpose will tell you how I wish people will know their purpose themselves. And they can't imagine a human being, a whole human being, living without knowing why they are living in the first place. And so the first thing to do, if you wanted to discover what your purpose is, and if you wanted to know the impact of your life, the first thing is know what to do. It's that simple. Know what to do. Interestingly, most of the people who are passed on with contentment in life, they have lived one thing in common. They all knew their mandate. Everyone who went to their deathbed and they were so content wanting to go over to the next level or to the transition in their lives, they were of their knowledge and the information what their purpose is, what mattered to them, what their mission in life was, what their mandate was. And a big percentage of those ones who were discontent or were uncomfortable with their death or the end of their lives, they didn't know why they were here. Or probably they had a hint of what it is, but they didn't live it. They didn't fulfill it. So if you wanted to find at some point in time your heart telling you you are on course, first of all, find out why you are here. You cannot tell me, ladies and gentlemen, that you are here to pay bills. You cannot tell me that the reason as to why you are here on earth is so that you can be happy. You have an intricate system in your body, intricate nervous system, intricate brain circuitry, intricate DNA. I'm told if you unfolded the DNA strands of your body, of your life, they can wrap around the earth, I think 6 times if I get my facts correct. For what purpose? So that you can be happy? I mean, look at hyenas. Okay, they have DNA and so on and so forth. But can you tell me that the intricacies of who you are as a human being, triune, soul, body, and spirit, is so that you can be happy? And that's the main reason as to why you are created. And we know that you are created last. In other words, the sun in its grandeur, the moon in its glory, the whole universe, they came so that you can inhabit it. And they were inhabited so that you can be happy. I don't think so. I think that the reason as to why you and I are alive is so that we can fulfill our purpose and our mandates. The people who are content at their deathbed are those ones who knew their purpose. Jesus himself said, I believe, more than 16 references to his purpose, saying, I am. He used the words I am and then stated his purpose at least more than 7 times. He said he was the door, the good shepherd, the way, the truth, the life, the resurrection, the true vine, and so on. And granted, some of these descriptions were metaphors describing the sole purpose for when he was created, why he was created. He wasn't created, why he came. And that sole purpose he declared somewhere. He said, I came. Listen, I came to seek and save that which was lost. I came to seek and save that which was lost. That was his mandate. And his forerunner, John the Baptist, was so clear when he was asked about who he was. He was so clear who he wasn't. They likened him to very many people and he rejected all those labels that they tried to put on him. He said, no, I'm none of those things. When they finally asked him, "Who are you?" he said unequivocally, "I am a voice crying in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord." That's amazing stuff. These two guys, they knew exactly who they were. They knew what to do. They knew why they were here and what they were supposed to do. The point is that all those who said it is finished, all those guys who were content at their deathbeds, they knew exactly what it was that they were supposed to finish in the first place. I read a powerful quote by Eleanor Roosevelt, and she said, "Life is like a parachute jump. You've got to get it right the first time." And that's about purpose. You and I have got to get it I know it's interesting when I say that you and I must get it right the first time, because as a teacher of purpose, I always say this, that you might not know your purpose at the first asking, because the process, it is a process. It takes a process to discover what your purpose is. But maybe you might not know it at the first asking, and it doesn't mean that you did not have a hint of what it is. The clarity of your purpose takes time to come, but the knowledge, the insight of what it is around us in terms of hints. So stop and think about it. Do you know what to do on earth? Forget about being happy, forget about paying bills, forget about going to school and getting married and the basic stuff that we do. But do you know what to do? Do you know what exactly you're supposed to do? Can you say, like John the Baptist, "I am the voice crying in the wilderness," of course referring to your own life? What statement can you say about your life when you say "I am"? What can you add? Can you say with Jesus Christ, "I am the bread of life," and so on? What statement can you equate like Jesus Christ did when you say "I am"? What can you add onto your name? What can you add onto your existence to describe what you're supposed to do? That is what your purpose is. And once you do this, later on in life, you'll be able to nod in your spirit, in your heart, in your head. You'll know for sure that this is it and I've done it. So that's the first thing. You're supposed to know what to do. If you do not know what to do, you don't know what your purpose is, go to lifesignatures.life. Look for the Purpose Discovery course. It's 8 weeks. You'll do this once and for all. For 8 weeks, $550. That's it. And you will know what your purpose is and you'll start deploying it. But if you wanted to find the test of your purpose, it is in your heart. It is in your spirit. That is where it is. It is not anywhere outside of you, because it is discovered in there, and the test of whether it was deployed or not is also in there. How do you get there? How do you get your heart to resonate that this is it? It is finished when you're coming to a close of your life? By number one, finding out what to do. What to do. What to do. That's it. Tomorrow, we'll look at the second thing that you're supposed to do, which is so obvious, you already know what it is. Until then, bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.